right, we are back.
We are back, and we're
We
late
are.
because of Jason.
That's right, we
He,
are.
he
It's all my
deleted
fault.
a newspaper article that we're going to utilize today. And funny enough, your local newspaper, they don't write anything anymore. This one here, I've
Tell me
seen it
about it.
now on the Times, the Tampa Times. I've seen it on what I don't even know what this the Independent. Just it's you got one or two AP or you and they write everything. But I'm back.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
welcome. That was a rant right out of nowhere. Welcome to another edition of Live Feed Read. I'm Paul Reed, your host, and it's the Jason Crawford or the uh, Ed
Egg
McMahon or
McMahon.
Jimmy Carson
That's
appearing
right.
live from Tallahassee. Now, let me ask you: is the legislative session for the state of Florida ending
Uh,
today?
no, no, it's next week. It's supposed to be next week. So next week is
Okay.
technically
All right. Well,
supposed
either
to
way,
legalize.
today in
Yeah,
Tallahassee, so you'll know people, us sophisticants down here in Florida, when the session's over, they drop a little hanky
they
in the
do.
middle of the rotunda.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a really interesting tradition that we kept when I think some of the other legislatures around the country didn't keep, and I actually know the history as to why, but not to have to nerd out
That's
here.
fodder
So
for that's
yeah,
fodder for
yeah,
another day.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah,
about 10 o'clock tonight when everybody wants to go to sleep.
yeah. The homeschool dad in me is like kicking in. I'll
Yeah.
stop. I'll stop.
Okay, so here's the deal. All right, you know this, and maybe a lot of people know this, but there's they call it a bellwether lawsuit against Facebook, Instagram, whose CEO is Mark Zuckerberg.
Hmm.
And the gist of it is, long story short, is they're saying that these the algorithms target young people, get them addicted, and therefore are basically unhealthy.
Yeah, that's the complaint.
That
Yep.
that's the short version,
Yeah.
which is probably true. But that being said, you can. I'm on live feed. Read. Take a message. Sorry about that. That's Juliana. There is some truth to it. I mean, the TikToks and they focus on
Yeah.
what you want, what you look for. If you
Yes.
stay
Oh, they
on
do.
something for 3 or 4 seconds, you'll see it over and over and over.
Hmm.
So, I get it, but
Yep.
I'm kind of I'm back in the day we called it the devil made me do it. Not my personal responsibility. The devil made me do it, and
Right.
so
Right. Right.
you know uh, that having been said, that's the lawsuit. Now,
Okay. Yeah. 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 Devil made me.
interestingly enough, I want to put up. I was reading the paper and I read this. It immediately struck me as
You want me to put the article up now?
hold on. It
Okay.
immediately struck me as how the media tries to manipulate people, or
Oh
not
man,
tries. I should say manipulates
does
people.
a great
Right?
job of it. Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
put this article up, and then let's give the viewers time to read it.
Before I do that, real quick, I was gonna
You
send you a YouTube video on this topic today, and I didn't because I thought Paul will never listen to it, and I just
probably
find it
not.
fascinating that we're on
Once
the
again,
same page.
Jason is the one that they market and target because he sends me this crap all day, every day. And he's right.
Oh
First,
man.
if it's on X, I don't have it. If on
Hmm.
Facebook, I don't have it. And
Hmm.
normally those are his two go-tos. So I don't look at it. But either way, I probably wouldn't anyway. And I tell Jason every time you're spending too much time on this crap, do something else. But neither here nor
Yeah,
there. Put
probably
it
valid.
up and
Got
then
it. It's up.
and
It's
then
up.
we'll you know
Meta
read it.
CEO Mark Zuckerberg tells trial that he resisted censoring platforms. That's what's up.
Yeah, so go ahead and read it out loud.
Okay. The jurors in a Bellwether trial examining social media's impact on teenagers and children watched a deposition from the Meta CEO. That's the picture. Jurors in a Bellwether trial examining social media's impact on teenagers are children, and children watched a deposition from Meta. Oh, they just repeated the same line. I hate it when they do that. Sorry. The trial is exploring what the architects of Facebook and Instagram knew from internal research about the negative experiences of young users and how the company responded over the years. Tell me to stop when you want me to stop,
Keep reading. Read
or I'll just keep going. Okay.
the next paragraph.
Prosecutors are alleging that Meta violated state consumer protection laws in failing to disclose what it knew about the dangers of addiction to social media as well as child sexual exploitation on the company's platforms, while attorneys for Meta say the company discloses risks and makes efforts to weed out harmful content and experiences and acknowledges that some bad material still gets through its safety nets.
Okay, so you've been doing this with me, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
All right. First, what's wrong with the article? And then what word do they use to try to influence the reader? In an incorrect way, mind you.
Yeah, I would say that jurors. I think they're guarding themselves by saying that the prosecutors are alleging, so they're being very
You're
hedging their
warm.
bets.
You're getting warm.
Yeah.
What type of trial is this? There's only two types. There's criminal and civil.
Civil.
Okay. What don't you find in a civil trial?
What don't you find in a civil trial?
As it relates to this article.
Plaintiffs?
Well, that's what it should read.
Or the represented parties?
Well, there's no prosecutor in a civil trial.
Okay.
There's the plaintiff's lawyer, which is the one bringing the claim against Meta or Facebook and Instagram, and there's the defense lawyer, the defendant.
Okay. Okay.
What in your mind when you read this? What does that term prosecutor imply?
Yeah, criminal trial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a criminal trial. There's a crime. Mark Zuckerberg and Instagram and Facebook, they're criminals. They're on trial for a crime which could put you in jail.
At least implies criminal behavior is involved.
And so you're skewing your article. Follow me now. You're skewing your article to favor the actual plaintiffs by calling them the prosecutor against the evil criminal, right?
Yeah.
When you flip the term and you just say plaintiffs are alleging, what happens to the average person in their mind who's been brainwashed to hear the plaintiffs are the greedy trial lawyers wanting money?
Yeah.
The script is flipped.
Yeah, I hear complainers.
Meta, Facebook are the ones being savagely attacked by the greedy plaintiffs. So they purposely use prosecutor to make it look like a crime and Mark Zuckerberg's guilty and on, versus plaintiffs, which makes it look like, well, he's a defendant. He's being sued by the greedy trial lawyers who just want money.
That's a fascinating catch. I wonder if anyone other than someone who's in law or someone like you would really be dialed into that, because
that's how they do it.
Yeah. Oh man, the manipulation is so strong.
I really read it. As soon as I read it last night, I can show you on my email. I said, this is my live feed read. Bam.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, look what you people do to the unsuspecting reader or listener. And that's a prime example, because there's the same article, prosecutor, Zuckerberg's a criminal. Plaintiff, the person that's alleging they were wrong, is a greedy, wanting nothing but money, hires big lawyer out of Houston, and then poor Mark Zuckerberg, he's the defendant being sued frivolously.
Yeah, and they conflate.
Now, I'm not saying it is or isn't.
Yeah.
But this article,
the framing
seems to favor the plaintiff.
Yeah, the framing is 100% skewed, is what you're saying.
100%.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Even to the point where you're blending the social media addiction portion with child sexual exploitation. You're marrying those two things up, even if they're both addressed here. One of them is an absolute punch word that will get all of the senses heightened, and then you blend that with the word prosecutor, and we're like, this is criminal. This is absolute horrible. Like you framed it outright from the beginning. Yes.
Where if people say, I'm telling you, it's not a mistake.
No, it's not. If people don't,
because anybody that's an actual legitimate, what do you call, writer or otherwise, would know, journalist, there's no prosecutor. It's the plaintiff's attorney.
I get this all the
The
time.
plaintiffs are alleging. So that's not a mistake, people out
No,
there in TV land.
no,
And this happens all the time.
and it won't get
I'll be
edited.
watching TV and I'll hear it. And it's just this little subtle
Mm-hmm.
term
Slant.
that can turn you one way or the
It
other.
does. It does. Absolutely. There's something called neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, and it
Oh, Jay,
legitimate.
you don't talk that filth.
It works though.
All right, what were you saying? You froze up, believe it or not.
Oh, sorry. Neuro-linguistic programming. It's essentially using certain terms and building an emotional swell with them and leading someone either emotionally or cognitively toward a certain end. I was
Oh,
arguing
I'm
with
a firm
AI,
believer. Oh, I believe that. Oh,
and
yeah.
it did it the other day, and I was arguing with it about objective and subjective truth, and it just word bombed me with the word objective over and over and over until you get numb to it. And then it tried to flip the use of the meaning, and I'm like, wait, I caught you. This is not what that means. Man, I worry about young people nowadays because the way
Young
that
people,
words are used, well,
I worry about all people.
yes, there you go. That's
When you say
fair.
young
That's very
people,
fair.
no
That's
offense
very
to
fair.
no offense to you people in college.
Yeah,
You're not getting taught an education in college anymore. No offense. You know who
agree
might
with you.
be medical school engineers because you can't lie about math. Can't fake math. And the human body's the human body. Other than that, well,
Is
good
it
luck.
Sunday? Is it Sunday, Paul? Like,
Good luck.
I'm in
But anyway,
church,
don't get
Paul. What's going
yeah.
on?
But anyway, just
Yeah,
it's just funny when I read
it
these
is.
things, and that one really popped out because that was
Mm-hmm.
blatant. That was a blatant attempt to skew individuals against Facebook, Instagram, and CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Like,
100%.
I mean, it just was. And I'm like, either I'm wrong or the person that wrote this article is an idiot and doesn't know what they're doing. Those are the only two options out there in TV world that you have. I'm
There's your
wrong,
choices.
which doesn't happen, or B, this or this person
Yeah.
is an idiot, which is possible.
This is the second article I've dealt with on a podcast this week where they intentionally used language use to skew a view and frame something in a certain way to intentionally put someone in a bad negative light.
Yeah,
And they do it in education all the time, especially
well,
right now.
I'm
Oh
sure.
my word. Yeah,
But
you
this
just
is
watch
funny.
what's going on.
Yeah, this was literally just one word in this article.
Hmm.
It's kind of like, what is that? Where you see a picture and you got to find the little guy in there.
Yeah,
What?
where's Wal? Yeah, the like
Yeah,
Where's Waldo or the
yeah,
Magic Eye stuff or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is a big old article,
Yep.
and
Wall
there's
of text.
one word that is just, and it goes on. We just took a clip, and it's prosecutor, prosecutor, prosecutor. One word that makes this article 100% skewed in favor of actually the plaintiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the caution here is slow down and always be concerned with what's true because you know what a civil case like this entails and there's not a prosecutor. But
Right.
I and everybody else in TV land don't quite know
I,
that piece.
I get
And
it.
we may not slow down long
Right. And I
enough.
get it. If there was some article
Man.
on like engineering or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
they may put something in there. You and I wouldn't know
That's
whatever.
right. That's right.
But
Yeah.
that's why Jason and I are here to bring attention to what is happening out there in the real
Yeah.
world, and especially when it comes to some legal issues. Now, this isn't necessarily a legal issue, but it's kind of all jumbled in there where when you're reading things, if it's yeah, no one's going to go and look up terms and all that in enough time in the day. But I just
Yep.
again just thought it interesting how the news or the or whomever media TV can just, which they do, skew
Yep.
things. And this was just an example that jumped out to me last night. That's all. It's not a not going to end of the world, but I was reading, I'm like, oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's tie it into what you do, Paul. What in a situation like this is a case. One, are these cases that you guys would end up ever seeing, and two, would this be headed to damages like the cases that you deal with a lot of times, or what? Like,
Yeah,
what's
what will happen here is simple. The jury's going to hear 6 to 8 weeks worth of testimony about the plaintiff, what she, I think it's a she on this case, what she went through, what she didn't get through, what are her damage, what are her injuries,
mm-hmm.
mental, physical, psychiatric, psychological, emotional, you name it. And
Okay.
then Meta, their defenses puts on their case, and they're going to put on just all of the studies. They're going
Mm-hmm.
to attack the girl, which I saw that they kind of already did. And I got to be honest, they might have a valid point on some of it, but I'm not going
Mm.
to get into that.
Yeah, yeah. We won't weigh in
I
on
don't
that.
know enough about it, but they're going to attack her. They're going to
Yeah.
attack the science behind the plaintiffs. They're going to show what all they did to try to prevent, harm to children and young people and
Yeah.
on and on and on. Okay, so that's going to happen. The jury's going to go back there. And the first question basically is liability. Is Facebook, Instagram liable? And again, it has to be, which this is where it gets tricky. It has
Mm-hmm.
to be that they harmed this girl.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
that's where it can get tricky. But they can say yes. Well, I say that. I'm sorry, the damages relate to this girl. So let me back up.
Okay. Okay.
Are they liable? Did they do these things? That could
Yeah. Not
be,
was she targeted by them,
yeah,
but
it could be yes or
yeah.
no. If
Okay.
it's no, then okay, you don't even, the rest, sign it, sign the verdict and date it, knock on the door, tell the bailiff to hand it to the judge, and we go home.
Okay.
If it's yes, then on a case like this, the next question is probably, well, did the girl do anything? Like we in Florida, now I can't, I don't even know where this trial is going on, but in Florida,
Right.
comparative negligence. Did
Right.
she contribute to some of whatever damages we may
Yeah.
find?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
let's just say they say, and it says percentage, Facebook, Meta or whatever, percentage, girl, percentage
Right. Okay.
at 50-50, 90, they could put
Right.
a 100,
Okay.
0, whatever. Then it's I don't know if she has lost wages and this, that, and the other, but it's normally your money. Did she have any lost wages? I think she was a young girl, but they may be saying she's so screwed up she can't get a job. I don't know.
Right.
But it would
Okay.
be lost wages, past and future. If she had
Mm.
medical bills, past and future. But the money shot on all trials typically, especially big ones like this,
Yeah.
is pain and suffering. Now we
Okay.
call it pain and suffering, but there's terms like loss of the enjoyment of life, inconvenience, mental anguish. But
Mm.
the generic term, as you and
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
know it, and when you read it in the paper, is pain and suffering.
Got you.
So those are kind of what the liability will award. So back to what I said. So they can find yes, they're at fault, but they may not give her any money. They
Okay.
might say, yeah, you know what, we believe the plaintiff's attorney. They do target this, but you really haven't proven any real damages, and they can
Okay.
zip you. And that's what happens often because
Mm.
again, you use the term plaintiff. That's just somebody looking for a free handout at somebody else's
Yeah.
expense. You
Right.
use the word prosecutor, they're guilty. I've got to punish you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a
So
very. Yeah. Thanks for breaking that down because
and
that's
that
really
so that's
interesting.
what ultimately is going to happen now, which won't happen theoretically at the end of the plaintiff's case. When they're done, we rest. That's all we got. The judge could do a directed verdict. We might talk that basically directed verdict. You didn't prove your case that Facebook, Instagram did what you said they're doing, and therefore directed verdict for the defense. We're out of here. They
Okay.
won't do that,
Right. Okay.
because really there can be no material fact that the jury could find in favor of the plaintiff. So that's not going to happen.
Okay.
But he
Okay.
could. They could.
Interesting.
Yeah. Uh, but anyway, it'll be interesting. I
Yeah.
think there are many of these cases actually going on or waiting to see what happens here.
Right. This will be
I
precedent.
don't know. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't have Facebook. I don't, I don't know. I don't have young kids, but to me, like I said, the devil made me do it. Take some personal responsibility as a parent, and monitor what your kids are doing. But hey, that's just
Preaching to
me.
the choir again.
Well, I'm preaching. You don't. Do you have a problem with this crap?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, what do you mean by that?
Well,
Problem with what crap?
are your kids on Facebook 10 hours a day?
No, they are not. They're
And why
absolutely
not?
not. Because I, as a father, want them outside doing other things that build their life, not becoming like tied into the
Oh,
dopamine
well,
release.
Jason, one might ask, well,
Yeah.
how do you prevent your children from being on these social media sites? There you go. Exactly. I'm the
Because I'm
father.
the
I'm the
father.
parent.
That's right. You're darn right, man.
Do your kids come and say, well, Dad, Johnny down the street's doing it.
Yep.
I want to do it too. Does that
Yeah.
work with you?
Oh man, I just tell them what my dad told me. You can want in one hand and in the other, and see which one fills up first.
Yeah, that is exactly. Except it was, I think it was, I don't know who told me that, but it's been a saying since we were born.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Different times, man.
Yeah. I think Mars was you can wish in one hand and put it in the other and see which one fills up first.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, I think a lot of us view ourselves as victims of the times, and we look back to times like that, growing up and riding your bike until dark, and you're still able to be involved with your kids in that way and lead their lives that way. That's still totally up to you as a parent, and I think that a lot of the ills in society and a lot of the other stuff really is shining a light on the fact that that's just kind of not the kind of parents that we kind of have grown over the years. This is not what we do anymore, and
Well, it's that simple.
that's not a problem of the times. That's a problem of the mind.
Well, I agree. I
Drop it on
mean,
that.
and we'll get out of here in a second, but
Yeah.
just another, the Georgia father recently who gave his kid a son was convicted of second-degree murder because you should have been a parent and
Mm,
you should have known what you were dealing with and you should have acted. This is no different, much smaller scale, obviously, but you know what? You're the parent. Be a parent.
yeah, yeah, and obviously we're not opining based off of this article or this case to imply anything specific as far as the
At
outcomes
all.
of
I
this
don't know
case.
anything about this case other than
Yeah,
there's a lawsuit
yeah,
saying that
yeah,
Facebook and Instagram target young kids and their
yeah,
algorithms target young kids and they bombard these young kids. And because
yeah,
they bombard these kids are all messed up.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a
That's a
paraphrase.
general. We're talking in
Yeah. And
general to
so
the idea, right?
you know what? They may very well be true. But I agree with you. That's not what we're talking about.
Right,
Towards the end of this segment, it's like,
right.
you can still be a parent in America.
Yeah. Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Turn that
Yeah, and
back on.
I think we'll just end on that.
Make parenting great again. Yeah.
You can still be a parent in America.
That's right.
Take us
All right.
out.
You got it.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.